Santa Claus.
Wait. It was delicious.
Diane?
Ah, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
You have been ringing?
Yes, could I have some breakfast, please? Some coffee and plenty of milk.
Not tea?
No, thank you. I don't care for Swedish tea.
Ah, you like strong tea. In Norway during the war, I was meeting English soldiers.
Hmm?
You were in the army?
No, Air Force.
Ah, pilot. Up there fighting the Germans.
Corporal on the ground, fighting the WAF.
So?
Now, can I just have coffee for one, please?
Nothing to eat?
No, thanks, just coffee. And would you put that in the post, Taximikit?
Tack.
Hmm? Oh, tack.
Oh, tack.
Hello? Oh, yes, I was on to you before. This is Mrs. Pelham's secretary speaking, Mrs. Beatrice Pelham. About our return passages to England. Is that Mr. Carlson? Oh, how do you do? I came in the other day and we did meet and you said you would very kindly help us out. Oh. I see. But you will go on trying, won't you? Because it's very urgent indeed. Taximikit. Tack. Mrs. Pelham? Good gracious. Come in.
Oh,
It's you.
you must excuse me. I am so sorry. I have ordered coffee for one, but, was it also for a lady?
No, only for me. Mrs. Pelham's still asleep.
Oh, but she is awake. I have already seen her having breakfast.
What?
Downstairs in the restaurant.
What did she have? Just coffee?
Oh, no, real Swedish breakfast. Cream and cornflakes, fried eggs with ham, Swiss cherry jam and lots of butter. Oh, she enjoyed it. She's very nice. We talked and we laughed.
I'm so glad. I suppose she signed the bill.
Oh, yes.
Then make mine black coffee, no milk.
Oh, no, that is not nice.
Hello.
Mr. Wright, good morning. Mr. Tilson speaking.
Who? Oh, the manager, yes. No, Mrs. Pelham isn't in at the moment. I don't know when she'll be back.
It's about the account, Mr. Wright. She has received it, yes?
Yes. But she's had an awful lot of business, you know, and it must have slipped her memory. But I'll remind her about it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. As far as American guests are concerned, we'll naturally continue to let them run up bills. But with the English, it's different. They're only allowed to take a few pounds abroad with them. And when that's finished...
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
I've just got up.
Oh, you've just got up, have you?
Yes, I thought I might go out for a bit.
Without any breakfast?
Oh, but we can't afford breakfast. You explained that to me thoroughly last night.
Yes, I did, didn't I? And we decided we could only have coffee for breakfast.
Yes, well, perhaps I might have a cup of coffee. Oh, I don't know. I think I could do without. Oh, what a lovely morning.
You managed to keep very gay in spite of all your sacrifices.
Oh, I think it does one a lot of good to go without a meal now and again.
Ah, good morning once again.
Good morning. Any news of a ship?
None.
You like some more coffee?
More cafe.
Oh, no, thank you very much. No coffee. Tack.
You enjoyed the Swedish ham with the eggs. This was most nice, yes?
Doesn't she speak good English? I haven't the faintest idea what she's talking about.
She's talking about Swedish ham with eggs and butter and Swiss cherry jam, which you had in the restaurant downstairs.
She told you.
She did.
Well, it's all your fault. Nagging me about money. You worried me to death. I went to bed and I had nightmares. I kept pursuing plates of caviar. Naturally, I woke up starving. Hello? It's the manager.
He's just been on.
He's on again.
I said you were out. Say you're Mrs. Pelham's maid.
This is Mrs. Pelham's maid. Is Mrs. Pelham in the hotel?
You don't know.
I don't know. Has she gone out?
You don't know.
I don't know. Will I be seeing her?
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know anything, do I?
This hotel's getting very hot on our trail. We'll have to think of something soon.
What about our passage?
No good. I was on the phone to them just now.
Well, it's no use telephoning. We've got to go and sit on their doorstep until they do give us one.
You mean go there now?
Yes, it's on my way to Svensson's office.
And how do you suppose we're going to get out of this hotel without the manager spotting us?
Well, by the service lift, of course. I'll just go and get my coat.
And that's another thing. That hat. What on earth made you go and buy the thing? When you know perfectly well how hard up we were.
Well, I liked it. It looks like a salad. And I adore salads.
I was not referring to its appearance. You bought it out of your business allowance. And a business allowance is supposed to be used for business reasons.
Well, I bought it for business reasons. To go and see Mr. Svensson, who, in addition to being interested in Paris tweeds, is also known as the Wolf of Stockholm. Anyway, it did the trick. I sold him £5,000 worth. Oh, come on, let's go and see Carlson about those steamer berths.
I'm sorry, Lord Roxley, I can't do anything for you at all. I promised you I'll get in touch as soon as we hear from London. I can't say more, sir. I'm sorry. Good morning, Mr. Rice. I'm afraid we still have nothing for you.
Haven't you got a boat tomorrow?
Nothing at all. Not even a fishing smack. All lines are fully booked. No, your only hope is for a cancellation, but that is not very likely.
I see. You do understand the position, don't you? We're absolutely flat broke, so we've got to get back to England. It's desperate. You will keep trying, won't you?
I will do everything I can, Mr. Rice.
Thanks.
If a cancellation comes through, I have your telephone number.
No luck.
No.
You know, Tom, I've been thinking. We need money, so you've got to sell that overcoat.
Sold this overcoat? I've only just bought it. Besides, I only gave 120 krona for it.
Well, why buy an overcoat in Sweden? Why couldn't you have waited until we got back to England?
I liked it. Besides, if we can't pay our hotel bill, it may be some time before we see England, and I may need this overcoat. It's very chilly here in the winters, I believe.
Well, it's very bad material.
80% wood.
Well, who wants a wooden overcoat? You can't go walking down Piccadilly dressed in a tree.
I'm not going to sell it. More to the point, why don't you sell that diamond brooch? That'd solve our problems for us.
I can't. It's entered in my passport. Anyway, it has a sentimental value. It was the last present Reggie gave me before I divorced him. How he'd laugh if he saw the predicament I was in now.
Whiskey sour, please, Olaf. Well, hello there.
Hello.
It is Mr. Pelham, isn't it?
Yes.
I never forget a face. You see, I run a little drinking club in London. It's called Lil's Place. You know it.
Do I?
Sure, Jackie Curzon brought you. Of course, you could have forgotten. You were simply stinking at the time.
Happy days.
You don't look so happy.
How do you expect a man to look who's broke? You've got a much better memory than I have. I'm sorry, but I've completely forgotten your name.
Fowler. Mrs. Fowler. Lil to my friends.
I would ask you to lunch with me, but I still have some work to do before I lunch an appointment with a business friend at the Yolande appraisal.
How fortunate to lunch an appointment. I mean, how fortunate that you've reminded me. I really must be going.
Please, you must use my car.
Oh, no, I couldn't put you to any trouble.
There is no trouble, I insist.
You don't really mean you're flat, do you?
I was never flatter.
But Pelham's perfect pace, the Pelham Laundry Service.
Yes, I know, but they're all in England, Mrs. Fowler.
Lil.
At home, to the Commissioners of Inland Revenue, I'm a constant joy. But what happens as soon as I come to Sweden? My allowance won't cover even my hotel bill. I'm closely watched at my hotel in case I try to smuggle out my luggage. They've stopped serving me in the bar. That's why I'm round here this morning at the Gustav Adolf. Well, I can hardly believe it. Excuse me. Look, please, what does this bit say?
It says this lady, Mrs. Beatrice Pelham, she has just got 400,000 kroners from materials, you see.
You mean she's here in Sweden?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Pelham, she's here at this hotel.
Well, I'll be... How many krona did you say she had?
400,000.
That's about 30,000 quid.
Didn't you know your wife was here?
I did not, and she's not my wife.
Of course, I should have said ex-wife. Well, let's drink to our success in Sweden.
But I'm...
I know, the bankroll's run out. But this round's on me. 2 more, Olaf.
Tack some, you kid.
Allow me.
Thank you. Well, skål, as they say here.
Oh, yes, let's go.
You picked up their customs quickly.
Oh, yes. Will you excuse me? There are 1 or 2 things I must attend to.
You mean you're going?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I'll phone you sometime.
But you don't have my number.
Oh, don't I?
It's Saltsjöbaden, 2349.
2349.
That's it. It's easy to remember. My age and the age of the century. Mine's the first one. I don't know how you remember Saltsjöbaden.
Oh, don't worry. I will. Goodbye.
Au revoir, I hope. Yum.
Oh, good morning. I believe Mrs. Pelham's staying here.
Yes, sir, she is. But I'm afraid she is out at the moment.
Oh, any idea when she'll be back?
I'm afraid not, sir. Possibly for lunch.
If I know her, undoubtedly for lunch. Well, thank you. I'll call back later. Oh, I rather think that Mrs. Pelham has just arrived.
Yes, sir. You wish to see her?
Yes, please. I'm Mr. Pelham.
Oh, certainly, sir. She has the Gustav III suite.
A whole suite, eh? Good.
Gustav III.
This way, please.
English?
Yeah. Tack så mycket.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I'd like to see Mrs. Pelham. I'm Mr. Pelham.
Oh, good morning, sir. I'm Mrs. Pelham's secretary.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure where Mrs. Pelham is at the moment. She had a business appointment.
I read that she was in Stockholm, so I thought I'd look her up. She nearly knocked me down for my place.
Knocked you down?
Yes, in that huge Humber of hers. Turning into the hotel just now.
Huge Humber. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
If you saw Mrs. Pelham Oh, maybe she's walking in the garden. If you're in a hurry, maybe you could come back later.
Oh, no. I've got time on my hands. But I haven't lunched yet. You had yours?
Yes, I'm afraid I've had it.
Well, perhaps I could have a little something sent up here. Just a snack?
Yes, of course, by all means. Huh. The phone's over there.
Oh, thank you. Hello? Room service, please.
Get rid of him. I don't want to meet him.
I can't.
Why not?
Just ordering a snack.
What?
Yes, and lots of caviar. And then I think steak d'Anne with pomme lorette. Yes, please. And I think some crepe Suzette to follow. Yes. Oh, and a bottle of Bollinger. The 28 will do.
He must be rolling in money.
Well, of course he is. His father left him over $1 million. I don't suppose a little thing like the currency law means a thing to Reggie. No doubt he's got black market contacts all over Europe.
What a godsend. We can borrow from him.
I wouldn't borrow a penny from Reggie, not even if I was at death's door.
That's one door where you won't need a penny.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
It's jail if you don't.
Well, all right. We'll start off by having a jolly good lunch on him.
Yes. And look, one other thing. Charge it to Mrs. Pelham, will you?
You go ahead and hold the fort.
There's no sign of Mrs. Pelham anywhere in the garden.
Oh, well, perhaps she's dropped it at the damn freeze ring.
The what?
The damn freeze ring, old boy.
Oh.
No, the ladies' hairdressers.
Oh, there.
They've got one downstairs, haven't they?
Oh, yes, they've got everything down there.
Reggie!
Beatrice, my dear, I thought you were in the...
Oh, I came in with a headache, lay down, heard voices, and here you are.
And here I am. I hope your headache isn't serious.
Oh, nothing that a good lunch wouldn't cure.
Lunch? Oh, well, look, I've just rung down to ask them to send some lunch up here, so if you haven't eaten either...
Well, let's all have lunch together in the restaurant. It'll be so much more fun. Tom, book the best table.
I will.
We'll be right after you.
Good.
Oh, dear, Reggie.
Dear Bumble.
Oh, nobody's called me Bumble for years.
Isn't it strange that we haven't met since, since...
Well, not really, dear. I took very good care to avoid you.
Why did you run away like that without explaining?
Well, there's nothing to explain. Shall we go down to lunch?
Nothing to explain. I come home to find that my wife's left me without even a word.
I told you over and over again how I felt. I detest infidelity. It's boring, vulgar, and very common.
I was younger then, and foolish. Anyway, what about you and Freddie Leverett?
Were you very hurt?
Hurt? You suddenly rush off to Cairo with some fellow I didn't even know. Some awful type in the diplomatic service. Hurt? I should think I was hurt.
Well, you consoled yourself pretty quickly several times, I believe.
Slander. I never even looked at another woman for ages.
If only you'd thought of that before I left you.
You are liking the champagne?
I'm simply loving the champagne.
Good. You are drinking it much?
No, and I'm drinking it very much, I hope.
Oh, madame.
Very well.
Monsieur.
Thank you.
You like something I get you first, eh?
Oh, yes, thank you. You look thriving, Reggie.
Well, you're looking pretty thriving yourself. I gather you're a highly successful businesswoman these days.
Well, I've been very lucky, you know.
Madame?
Oh, it all looks so wonderful. I don't know what to choose. I think just some of everything.
Yes, madame.
I've had introductions, you know, to a lot of influential people. Of course, it always helps.
Oh, yes, it certainly does.
You here on holiday?
Oh, no, I've just been putting through a few business deals myself.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Done much shopping?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to.
Oh, we must do it together.
Oh, I'd love to. Oh, there's so many wonderful things to be bought in Stockholm.
Provided one has the money.
Well, of course, provided one has the money.
Oh, by the way, Bumble, talking about money, I've just realized I've come out without my note case. I suppose it'll be all right if I stick this meal on your bill for the time being?
How long is the time being? Until we get back to England?
Well, yes, you know how it is with these ridiculous currency restrictions.
Yes, I know how it is. You know, I suddenly don't feel very hungry.
Neither do I.
And nor do you.
Well, madame?
Oh, kindly cancel the order, will you?
Cancel the order, madame. It is impossible. I give special instructions for the chef.
Oh, well,
I
can't help
no,
that.
No, please, madame.
Look, I don't want any argument.
The supreme Volaille Valencia. Madame, please, what shall I do with my bomb surprise?
So you're as broke as we are.
Broker? Well, at least you've got a suite. I can't go back to my hotel. They're holding my luggage, and if I show up, they'll hold me, too.
Well, we'll have to smuggle you up to my room. There are at least 2 beds in that.
Oh, that'll be a great help, thanks.
It's only a temporary solution. They're getting restive about our bill here. We've got to get some money sooner or later. Better not be much later.
What about the British consul? He's here to help us?
Yes, but not that way. I tried 2 days ago, and they said nothing doing. I know. You must have some wealthy admirers in Stockholm by now. Well, who did that huge humber belong to?
Svensson.
The Wolf of Stockholm. Why not?
Oh, no go. I tried him this morning.
Look, walls have ears, and so have waiters. Let's finish this discussion upstairs. Come in.
Well, look, you'll never get 3 in there.
No, perhaps not. Well, I'll go up to Mrs. Pelham and come back for you.
Right.
Thanks.
Hello? You hungry too? Salzgebaden. Yes.
Ah, there you are.
I've had an idea.
So have I, funnily enough. It was while I was taking Mrs. Pelham up. But what's your idea first?
Well, it's about a girl I met in the bar this morning. She's over here from England.
Well, that's no good for a start, is it?
Ah, but wait a minute. She's rolling in cash. Had a wad of notes to turn you green.
Where on earth did you get it from?
Don't ask me.
Well, it might be worth following up. Did she seem friendly?
Friendly? That's putting it mildly. I got a phone number at any rate. Salzgebaden 2349.
Good enough. Think she'll lend you some?
No harm in trying. What's your brainwave?
Possible way of touching Svensson after all. Look out. That's all right. You'll see when we get to the suite.
Now, look here, there's no risk in this for Bumble, is there?
Risk?
Well, you know, Wolf of Stockholm and all that.
No, it's quite safe. All done by telephone. She won't even get within snarling distance of him.
Mr. Wright.
Oh, hello, Mr. Tilson.
Is Mrs. Pelham in her suite?
Yes. No, I'm afraid not. She's gone out. Did you want her?
I did. I wanted to talk to her about her accounts.
Oh, those accounts. I keep reminding her about them, but she's so busy with all these big financial deals, she keeps forgetting them.
Well, for her sake and for yours, I hope she'll remember by tonight. Mrs. Pelham will be in tonight, I hope?
Yes, she'll be in tonight.
Good. I'll see her then.
Excuse me if I may butt in for a moment. I know Mrs. Pelham very well, and I assure you that her financial standing is beyond question. Your money's as safe as if it were in the Bank of England.
That, sir, is exactly what I'm afraid of. I'd prefer it to be in the Bank of Sweden.
Come along now, sister. You grew into friends in Sweden, and I may tell you that this is not the last you'll hear of it.
Take your hand off my arm. I will not be floored by policemen as if I were a common criminal.
I insist on seeing the British Consul General immediately. Come along.
May you know that our ambassador's sister...
What's the matter? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
We've just seen a trailer of what's going to happen to us tonight if we don't find some money.
Where did you say Svensson was lunching?
Gilden Frieden, he said.
Gilden Frieden.
What do you mean, a trailer?
They've just pinched old Roxley and his wife for not paying their bill.
Gilden Frieden restaurant? Oh, I'd like to speak to Herr Svensson, please. He's lunching there. Svensson. Yes, I'll hold it. Come here. Now, your handbag, mislaid in his office or his car. Most annoying, all your money in it.
I've got to tell him that?
Yes, go on.
Well, do you think it'll work?
It'll have to work. If it doesn't, we'll have to. Making mail bags for the Swedish post office.
Oh, hello?
Telephone to hear me.
Looks good. Hello? Yeah, Svensson here. Oh, good afternoon. You have mislaid your handbag. At my office. Or maybe in the car, you think? Yeah, so that must be very distressing. I shall make inquiries and let you know something if it is found. Yeah? Uh-huh. Goodbye.
No go. He never even suggested a loan.
Not even when you said your piece about not having any ready cash till the bank's opened on Monday?
No, not even then.
Oh, dear.
It's up to you now, Mr. Pelham. Salzgebaden 2349.
What's all this about?
Now, look here, old boy, I've been thinking that over, and I'm not so sure it's a good idea after all. I mean, one can't really borrow money from a woman, can one?
Do you mean to say you actually know a woman who can lend some?
Well, yes, but...
Tom, get the phone. What was that number again?
Salzgebaden 2349, please.
Hello. Oh, hello there. Sure, I remember you. Well, this is a surprise.
I wondered if I could drop round and see you this evening, if you've got nothing on. I mean, if you're not doing anything else.
Well, now, isn't that nice? But of course. If a fella wants to be talked to, why shouldn't he be talked to? That's what I always say. What do you always say? Oh, you do? Oh, but I can make it tonight. Mr. Fowler was going to take me to the theater, but he called it off. Seats booked and everything. So maybe you could take me instead. Huh? No, he'll be out all evening. So can you come around here first for cocktails? Good. Bye now. What'll I wear? Put up my hair.
I meet her for the first time this morning, and then 2 hours later I ring her up. Obviously, the woman expects the worst. She thinks I want to,
Well, anyone who knows you would think you wanted to. Anyhow, even you can't be very dangerous in the dress circle, can you?
She's probably booked a box. Oh, heavens. My tails.
Hmm?
Well, I've got a dress to take for theatre and my tails are at the hotel where I can't go.
I'll get them out for you.
How?
I don't know, but I'll think of something. I'll go round to the hotel. We can't give up as easily as that.
That's another thing. Money. How on earth am I going to raise the fare to get to Salzgibaden? Not to mention supper after the show.
I know. Pawn your watch.
Now, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, you won't need it this evening, will you? Time will have no meaning when you're with Lil.
No, it's not funny.
Neither is jail, I believe.
Oh, Reggie, please.
Oh, well, all right. But I never thought when I left London that I'd pawn my watch. No money, but this
Look,
watch.
For this clock, I'm advancing only 80 krona, 80. So for a little watch, well, let me see it.
I may tell you that watch cost me 28 guineas.
Amazing what some people will pay for junk.
Junk?
40 krona.
40? Why, that's absolutely absurd. The strap alone's worth that.
Mister, I'm already having too many watches. Look. There have been a great many English visitors here this season.
Oh, I see. Well, look here, couldn't you raise the ante just a little? Say 60 kroner, eh? Now, come on, that's only 4 quid.
Well?
Come in. Good afternoon. You rang for tea?
Oh, no, thank you. We don't have it. I really wanted to ask you something. My secretary has got an overcoat that he doesn't like very much, and, well, we rather wondered if you knew of anyone who might like to buy it.
Oh, well, there's my young man.
He wants an overcoat? Well, now, isn't that lucky? Well, now, I had it here a moment ago. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, but it is Swedish. It is no good.
No good? But it cost 120 kroner.
No, it is that it is being from wood.
Well, and very nice, too. In England, a wooden overcoat would be considered very smart.
In England, you wear things made from wood?
Wear them, we eat them.
How much this?
Well, it cost 120, 90?
Oh, well, I don't know.
80.
Well, I will ask my young man. He works here. For 80, I expect he will buy.
Oh, good.
That's my coat.
Yes, the lady said you wished to sell.
Did she? Lady made a little mistake.
80 krona I was going to get for it.
How much was I going to get?
Oh, you've got no team spirit. What did you get on the watch?
Don't ask me about it. I wouldn't go through that again for 500 krona, let alone the 50 I did get. I haven't got my tails.
Certainly I got them, and I wouldn't go through that again for 5,000. I got into your room all right, but they were waiting for me when I came out. There was only one thing to do, and I did it. It feels like 90 degrees, and I couldn't even afford a bus. I've had to walk the whole way.
Well, come on in.
Good evening.
I'm sure it's going to be.
I've brought you a few flowers.
Well, isn't that nice? I always did like a fox.
A fox?
Yes, a wolf that brings flowers. Some joke, huh?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Soft awakenings.
Cheers.
Wasn't it a coincidence, my husband having to go out tonight on business? Oh, you men.
Yes, wasn't it?
Confidentially, I wish he'd go out on business a lot oftener.
Oh, really?
Yes, he gets me down sometimes. He was furious when I told him I had a drink with you this morning.
Oh, was he?
But furious. Mr. Reginald Pelham, he said, very sarcastic. You would. Then he sounded off about class distinctions and snobbery.
But why? Why?
Well, the Pelhams are a very old family, aren't they? That's enough to start him off. What have the upper classes ever done for us, he said. You read your history, I said, and you'll find out.
Depends which bit he reads.
Oh, sure enough, he went on about history being full of a lot of criminal nobility. What about yourself, I said? If we could see your family tree, I bet we'd find you came from a long line of dirty dogs, just like Mr. Pelham.
Yes, really. I'm sorry if I've been making trouble between you two.
Oh, it's nothing, really. But he can be a bit of a trip. Loves airing his views on politics and money.
Money? What are his views on money?
You know, everybody ought to share everything they've got with somebody else.
Really? I think that's rather a splendid idea.
Oh, that's when I think he's a bit of a trip.
No. I simply mean that the idea of a man with money, or a woman either for that matter, helping along the fellow who's temporarily without money is rather fine, don't you think? Now, I'm sure that you, Mrs. Fowler, would be only too willing to,
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Oh, it's against nature.
Against nature? How do you mean?
Well, help your own by all means, your family and stuff. But don't tell me we can all suddenly want to share everything with complete strangers.
Oh, well, not a complete stranger.
No, any sort of stranger. Because if we can do that, then we've all got very beautiful natures. And if we've all got such beautiful natures, why is the world in such a beautiful muck-up?
Tom Wright. By Jove.
Nick Rafferty in person. How are you? What on earth are you doing in this neck of the woods?
Oh, I'm flying charter planes. Been here in Trondheim for a Danish company. Doing quite well, too, isn't it?
Are you doing well financially?
Oh, not bad at all.
Good. I'll let you stand me a drink.
Well, I would like to, but actually I've got a date and she's due in a minute now.
No, it's just an idea. I suppose, Nick, you couldn't let me have 100 kroner. My boss and I are in a frightful jam.
Dear, I would like to help you now. Any other time I'd be only too willing, but something tells me I'm going to need every cent I've got tonight.
I see your point.
I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Oh, look, wait a minute, though. I'm dining here. Pop into the restaurant a bit later on. I think I might be able to help you after all. So long.
Good luck.
You know, blue eyes in a man kind of do something to me. I've always said that when I fall for a fella, he'll have blue eyes. And I'm right, too. He always has.
Really. A little bit hot in here, don't you think? Excuse me, please. Hi. Say, what a marvelous view of the harbor you have.
Is that what you were thinking of when you asked me for a date tonight?
No.
Don't be shy, Reggie. I'm not shocked.
You thought that...
I know you men. But you see, there's Mr. Fowler. I've got to think of him.
Oh, yes, of course, you're absolutely right. Yes, we must think of him, mustn't we?
It wouldn't be fair to him if I flirted with you.
No, it certainly wouldn't.
But I like you very much, Reggie. I think you're very, very attractive.
Oh, no, I'm not. You asked my ex-wife.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
You know, you're forgetting Mr. Fowler, aren't you? And besides, excuse me, only a cad makes love to a married woman, you know.
I love cads. What a pity I'm not married.
You're not what?
I'm not married to Mr. Fowler. But don't you dare add 2 and 2 make 5. Because that's what Mr. Fowler did, but he's got the right total now. He's my boss, I'm his secretary, and full stop.
I see. Strictly a business proposition, huh?
I told you I run a little drinking club in London. Well, Mr. Fowler's one of my members, wants to marry me, but I don't know. Then I got flu, and he said, would I like to come over here as his secretary? You know, for a bit of a holiday, really. So I said, okay. I'm learning to type.
So you're not Mrs. Fowler?
Well, I call myself Mrs. Fowler, because otherwise you sometimes get the staff being funny.
But I suppose he's paying for everything.
He is not. I brought my own money. But that soon went.
So you're broke, too?
Well, not really. Every now and then I get a bonus.
Oh, you can get some money from him?
I can do practically anything I set my mind to.
How very nice, really. Oh, well, look, there is a favor that I would like to ask you, as a matter of fact. A little bit embarrassing, I don't quite know, but, well, you know I'm financially sound, don't you?
Say, do you want to borrow a bit, is that it?
I'd pay it back.
But of course. Why, honey, it's easy. I won't tell him it's for you. I'll just say I want it for something or other.
Yeah.
Just butter him up and yes him and he's yours. Well, not yours. How much do you want?
Well, shall we say about,
A couple of 1,000 kroner?
A couple of thousand? My dear Mrs. Fowler, Lil, I can't tell you how much...
Is that you, honey?
Yes.
Why the double-crossing trip? Come on. Oh, hello.
Had a nice time?
Who wants to know?
Why, you little...
Don't you dare call me names like that.
Names like what? I haven't started yet. Who was it?
Who?
Come off with your little twister. Your boyfriend, that's who.
You've got a nerve, I must say. I'm not Mrs. Fowler yet, you know. I don't have to tell you anything.
No, true, you don't. I happen to know already. Mr. Pampered Pelham, wasn't he?
What? At least he took his hat off. He's a gentleman.
Oh, he's a gentleman, eh? Well, I'll knock his gentle block off when I catch him. You let me spend hundreds getting you a good time, and the minute my back's turned...
Don't worry, you spent your last 100 on me. I wouldn't touch another cent of your filthy money if I was starving. You big ape!
Hey, open this door! Pelham, open this door! Go ahead and take your medicine like a man, you rat! Pelham! Open that door, Pelham! Pelham! Open that door, Pelham! Pelham!
Det var fan axeln.
Taxi workers. Good night.
Time I was looking for Nick Rafferty. I wonder if I should put on a dinner jacket.
Why, you're not going to eat? Good gracious, what happened?
Her husband came back. He's not her husband.
Did you get any money?
No.
Tom, it's up to you. Tom's got a contact, an old RAF friend who thinks he can help. Oh, everybody seems to have a contact except me. Tell me everything.
Oh, by the way, I believe there's a friend of mine staying here. Mr. Pelham?
Mrs. Pelham has our Gustav III, sweet madam.
Oh, well, now. May I use your phone?
Certainly, madam. May I get you...
Mrs. Pelham, please.
Very good, madam. Gustav III, sweet...
Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Pelham speaking.
Hello there. Lil Fowler here.
Oh, good evening. Mrs. Fowler.
What?
What? Oh, have you? In the hotel? Taken a room? Yes, he's here at the moment. She wants to see you.
No.
He'll be down right away. All right, goodbye.
Well, really, that's a charming thing to do after what I've just been through.
Reggie, you must see her. Talk her into reconciliation with the bankroll.
No, I don't get you out of your difficulties anymore.
My difficulties, I like that. They're just as much your difficulties. We must share everything and pull together.
We're not in a lifeboat, dear.
Well, I wish we were. At least we'd have a keg of rum and some salt pork. Now, go on.
Well, here we go again.
Will you get me Salzströbaden 2349, please?
Hello?
Is that Mr. Fowler?
Yes?
Oh, how do you do? This is Beatrice Pelham speaking.
Pelham?
No, Mr. Pelham's not here at the moment. No, I just wanted to say that I think you're absolutely right to have been so annoyed.
It's just as well.
Oh, well, is there anything that I can do to help patch things up?
Nothing whatever. Now the first shock's over, I'm glad to get rid of the little witch. Although, it does rather leave me at a loose end.
Oh, well, perhaps you'd have a drink with me tonight so that I can apologize. I'm staying at the Gustav Adolf. We could meet in the bar.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll do that. Take me half an hour to get round, though.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'll meet you in half an hour's time, then.
Okay. Goodbye. All right. Carnation.
Yes. What do you know?
Who's that? A friend of yours?
Not anymore. That's Mr. Fowler.
What?
Tuck.
I wonder what he's doing here.
Couldn't care less as long as he doesn't do it to me. Come on.
Where are we going?
To ground.
This is a ground, silly?
To the roof, then. Anyway, as long as we go fast. Come on. What are you getting out here for?
Because my room's here, of course.
Oh, well, I don't think I ought.
Don't worry, I don't think you ought either. But you can see me as far as the door, I suppose.
Tuckers are good. Put it here. And then she loses her rag, flies off the handle and skips.
And leaves you all on your own.
Well, I would be if I wasn't with you. By the way, I hope you had dinner with me.
Oh, yes, yes, I should love that.
Good. George, tell the head waiter to come in.
Certainly, sir.
To tell you the truth, with Lil walking out on me, I feel like breaking loose.
Oh?
That fellow Pelham, he's your ex, isn't he?
Ex? Oh, yes, my ex-husband, yes.
What was he doing round at our place with Lil? Got his eye on her, eh? Wait till I meet him.
You wanted me, sir?
Yes, want to order dinner. What's good?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not good at table vacant. Nor the one.
You mean we can't have dinner?
No, sir. Unless we serve it in Mrs. Pelham's suite.
Now, that's a bright idea, eh?
Yes, isn't it?
Right, my boy, send up the best in the house and a magnum of fizz.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, and send up a bottle of snaps first.
Certainly, sir.
We'll have another one here, and then we'll go up and start the snaps. I've got a feeling this is going to be a party.
Do you mind if we have our other drink up at the bar? I adore high stools.
2 more, George.
Certainly, sir.
I wonder why you really asked me round.
Oh, I told you. I like the sound of your voice. You sounded like a gentleman.
Me? I'm no gentleman.
Oh, yes, you are. I mean a gentleman in the true sense. A man who knows how to behave by instinct.
First I bring the schnapps, and afterwards the supper and the champagne.
Well. Oh, no, I'm afraid there must be some mistake. You've mistaken the suite.
Oh, no, the gentleman downstairs is saying quite clearly to bring it here.
Gentleman downstairs. Oh, you mean Mr. Wright's RAF pal? That's very decent of him. Thank you.
Tack så mycket, tack.
Tack.
Oh, I must say I'm looking forward to the snaps. Makes me feel good.
Oh, good.
Oh, perhaps I should have said bad, eh?
Oh.
Oh. Plenty of time for that later, eh? Yeah. Maybe you're right. Oh. Nice place you've got here. Ah, waiter, you brought up the snaps, have you? Pour out 2 stiff ones.
Sir.
Oh, very cosy. What exactly is the setup with your ex-husband? Now, it seems funny being here with him after you divorced him.
Oh, we met quite by accident.
I see.
Madame?
Goodness, I don't think I'll be able to drink all that.
Yes, of course you can. It's good for you. Any waiter?
Highly beneficial, sir. In cold weather, Swedish fishermen always drink it before going out into the Baltic.
Oh, do they ever come back?
Come on, Mrs. Pelham, get merry. We're a couple of ships that pass in the night. We might as well pass all lit up.
Oh, no, please.
Eh? Oh, I see. Par avant le domestique. Expect he goes off duty sometime in the night, young, eh? Tell me, what's your ex doing in Stockholm?
My ex at the moment is, waiting.
Waiting? You mean for his passage back?
Yes.
You know, he was a fool to let himself lose a woman like you. I could go for you in a big way.
Oh, well, I think as things are, I'd rather wish that Reggie would go on waiting.
You mean you like having him around?
Well, one feels so much safer.
The main thing is it's got to be done right away. They need the money at once. Right, Tom?
Dead right. We've only got 1 more day's grace.
Oh, that is plenty of time. Both Mr. and Mrs. Pelham are very well known to me by reputation. Their credit stands high. I shall be delighted to let them have, shall we say, 5,000 kroner each.
But that's marvelous. When? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, easily, if you can get them to sign these tonight.
Good evening, Lord Tilbrook.
Ah, good evening. Mrs. Pelham still staying here?
Yes, my lord. She has our Gustav III suite.
Ah, Gustav III, yes.
Would you like me to telephone Mrs. Pelham and say your lordship is here?
No, don't worry. I got to buy some flowers first.
Very good, my lord.
It's very heavy.
Now then, come along. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What a smashing spread.
Oh, what delicious little things to eat. Of course, there's always so much of everything here.
Yeah, the food's all right. And the shops. You do a lot of shopping, I suppose, like all ladies, eh?
Well, of course, as much as I can afford. One finds oneself rather limited for money. Well, very limited, really. Which brings me to the point.
Luckily, I've got all the money I want.
Oh.
Come on, give us a glass of that.
Yes, come in, sir. Come in. Sir. Delighted to do anything I can for you, sir.
Oh, that's the real thing. Give the lady a glass.
Oh, yes, I must have some champagne. Thank you very much.
Downstairs, they forget to put these on.
Waiter. Waiter.
What's it for?
Waiter.
Yes, sir. I beg your pardon. Yes, sir.
Give the lady some more hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, sir.
Oh, but you must not do this, Mr. Perry.
Hey, waiter. What about those hors d'oeuvres?
Your orchids and your change.
Tuck.
I thank you, Lord Tilbrook.
Charlie. Hussar.
You know, to go back to this money question, I've really been very foolish and overspent.
Well, you always know where to get some more, don't you?
Why, Mr. Fowler. Oh, I didn't mean, but of course.
I wonder why you were so pally with your ex-husband. Like having the Bank of England here, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think he's any better off than I am.
Oh, don't be silly. That's what he tells you. By the way, I ordered some oysters, aren't they there? Oh, yes, underneath in the wooden bucket there. I like them opened on the spot, you know.
Open?
Do you like oysters?
Oh, I adore them. No, as a matter of fact, I've gone fatly off them lately.
I'll have half a dozen.
Half a dozen? Certainly, sir.
No. You can be sure that Pelham's fixed himself up. Maybe he doesn't let you in on it, but you can bet your boots he knows what he's about.
Excuse me, madam. Excuse me, sir. Good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening. Mrs. Pelham?
Yes, sir.
Ask her if she'll see Lord Tilbrook, will you?
Certainly, my lord.
Yeah.
One moment.
Of course, I don't know you very well, but you seem so very sympathetic.
Excuse me, madame. Lord Tilbrook to see you.
Oh, show him in, will you? Well, it's all rather embarrassing, but Freddie! Oh, no!
My dear Bumble, you must forgive me for coming up unannounced, but I thought if I telephoned you mightn't see me. Flowers.
Oh, how very kind of you. Freddie Leverett, I beg your pardon, Lord Tilbrook, Mr. Fowler. I keep forgetting that you've got the title now.
How do you do?
How do, my lord?
May I relieve your lordship of your lordship's hat, your lordship?
No, thank you very much. Yes, I read you were in Stockholm and felt I had to come along and see my old friend of Cairo days. Yeah, I imagine you're enjoying yourself here, are you?
Oh, like anything.
I say forgive me for bursting in like this, would you? But Bumble and I are very old friends. Haven't seen each other for ages. Not since we were in Cairo together.
Okay by me.
Oh, thank you. I say, I do hope you're not cross with me still.
Of course. Oh, no, of course not.
Well, when you wouldn't answer any of my letters...
Oh, that's all over. Isn't Stockholm lovely? All those streets and lights and
No,
things.
it's not like Cairo, though, is it? I was sorry, frankly, when they posted me to the embassy here.
Hot, isn't it?
In Cairo?
No, in here. I don't think we need the waiter anymore, do you? Waiter, I'm sure you've got somewhere else to go.
Oh, no, madame. I've nowhere to go. Nowhere at all.
I could think of somewhere.
Yes, it was all rather amusing, really, you know. You see, Bumble and I had this infernal row because
Freddie, dear, this is not the place to talk about the past.
Oh, what does it matter? It's all over and done with. Anyway, the laugh was really on your pig of a husband.
May I offer your lordship some champagne?
No, thank you very much. By the way, I read in my paper that the swine's in Sweden.
Oh, I gave up.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, the pig is with us.
I've still never met him, you know. Pity, really. I've always had a longing to bash his nose in.
Caviar, your lordship.
No, thank you very much.
Pardon, monsieur.
Why do you feel that way about him?
Oh, Pelham, he treated Bumble disgracefully.
Did I tell you that?
No, you were ridiculously loyal, but everybody knew.
Mrs. Pelham, oh, I'm so sorry. We're saved. What did you say? All our troubles are over. 10,000 kroner, Mr. Pelham. All you've got to do is to sign here.
Mr. What?
Oh, look, some other time.
Are you Pelham?
Yes, I am.
Well, what's the idea? Having a nice little game with me, eh? Well, I was going to knock your block off before, but now I've got a better reason.
Oh, wait a minute. Since you're so anxious to bash my nose in, you'd better do it before he knocks my block off. Otherwise, it'll present a bit of a problem, won't it?
My dear fella, my dear Pelham, you mustn't really... I'm quite sure this gentleman doesn't really... excuse me. I really do assure you that I must telephone.
Look here, I want to...
Never mind about him. Look, I've got to get these back straight away so as to get the money in the morning. That's yours. I knew you'd want some too, so you sign that one.
Thank you very much. Look here, I want an explanation.
Oh, you do you? Well, we've been cultivating your acquaintance in the hope of getting hold of some of those illicit sums in which you appear to be wallowing.
Well, he wouldn't have got anything out of me. I'm over here doing private investigation on behalf of His Majesty's Treasury. As you know, this sort of thing is quite illegal. You'll hear a lot more about this, and what you hear you won't like. Good night.
Oh, Eva. Oh. Eva, I'm so sorry about that overcoat.
Oh, that is nothing. You know what I really like to buy?
No, what?
This.
Really?
Oh, this is most nice.
Well, then why shouldn't you buy it?
Oh, she'd like to sell this?
Oh, yes. How much would you like to give for it?
50 kroner.
What?
Oh, well, I cannot give more. To me, 50 kroner is quite a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
It is mine?
It is yours.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, I should take it with you now. She might change her mind.
Oh, yes, I take it. There, 50 kroner.
Tack, so mycket.
Tack, så mycket.
Yeah.
Oh, that is most nice.
In that hat, you'll be the sensation of Stockholm.
Did you speak or did the wind blow?
I beg your pardon?
Did you speak or did the wind blow? I learned this from my English phrase book.
Any luck?
Yes, I think so. It smells like bacon and eggs.
Oh.
What on earth?
Rusks. To think I went through all that just to rob an innocent child.
Oh, excuse me, please. I do hope you will not think that I have gone too far.
Well, I think someone's gone much too far.
I'm admiring this hat, and this gentleman is saying that Mrs. Pelham likes to sell it.
Oh, so I'm selling it, am I?
So I am telling him that I will buy it straight away. I'm admiring it so much.
Yes, so am I. Well, now, isn't this interesting? How much am I asking for it?
50 kroner.
50 kroner, fancy. It costs 200.
Well, I go now, and I come back later when you have had breakfast, yes?
Hand it over.
It's the best I could do.
Well, I suppose we mustn't grumble. We can at least lunch. I never thought I'd ever have to eat my hat.
Reggie, breakfast's up. 2 rusks.
2 what?
Rusks.
I thought you were going to get us something decent for breakfast.
So did I.
Oh, well, better than nothing, I suppose. Be out in a moment.
Must have been something else that smelt of ham and eggs.
Yes, it must. Oh, this arrived for you by hand just now. Shall I open it?
What is it?
Something from the British Embassy.
Oh, no, don't. It'll be a summons.
Oh, of course. Friend Fowler didn't look as if he was going to waste much time. I feel rather bad about that IOU business. If only I hadn't rushed in like a fool.
Oh, you can't help it, Tom. Anyway, Reggie and I are in it together, which is always something.
Are you two going to remarry?
What an extraordinary idea.
Is it? I think it's a very good idea.
Oh, do you really, Tom? Oh, I suppose Reggie's ideas don't matter at all, or even mine.
You could get him back in 2 minutes. Make him jealous. Tell him Lord Tilbrook wants to marry you.
Lord Tilbrook doesn't.
Oh, for goodness sakes. What about the sentimental approach? Supposing he found you in something that you were wearing when he first proposed to you.
Reggie proposed to me after the Chelsea Arts ball. Now, if you think I'm going to wander around here in tights and spangles, you're not.
Well, you ought to do something before we leave.
Oh, you better hurry. I'll have eaten all the rusks.
Don't be greedy. Got to hang out the washing. Well, not even a cup of tea to wash these down.
I like that. After I've been
I tell you what,
downstairs.
I don't like rust either. I'll go and try and get some tea. After all, you two must be pretty fed up having me underfoot all the time.
What did he mean by that last crack, huh?
I haven't the faintest idea. Still, it is rather cozy, though, isn't it? You and I being alone.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's a pity I made you run away like that. We'd have been very happy, as we are now.
Yes, I think we would.
I've changed a lot, you know.
Why do you say that?
Because I want to ask you something.
You want to ask me something?
You and I are such, well, there comes a time when one wants to settle down cozily and forget one's past mistakes. It's not such a ridiculous thing to wish for, is it?
Oh, no, I don't think it's a ridiculous thing at all.
But I want you to remember that I'm not the man you knew. I'm calmer now and more considerate and rather lonely.
Yes, Reggie.
Do you think it'd be foolish to marry again?
Oh, no, I don't think it would be foolish at all.
You don't? I've wondered. She's so quiet and retiring, this girl I'm thinking about. Venetia Chesborough, old Fillingway's daughter. I don't know what you'd think about her, whether you'd approve. You don't know, do you?
What? No, I don't.
She's very practical and sensible, and she's neat and doesn't make a lot of noise. Of course, I may be doing the wrong thing. What do you think?
Well, how on earth should I know?
Do you think I'd be doing the right thing?
Oh, well, don't be so idiotic. I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, there's no need to shout.
Oh, it's upset. Oh, now you made me hurt my foot.
I merely asked for your opinion.
Well, all right, you can have it. Practical, neat, doesn't make a lot of noise. Sounds more like a washing machine than a woman.
Your conversation used to be in moderately good taste. But I suppose that association with men like Freddie Leverett...
Practical, neat, what words for a man to use about his beloved.
All right. She's divinely beautiful. Perhaps you'd like to see her.
Oh, now, she's charming. Like a piece of old Dresden china.
She's not a bit like a piece of china. She's got plenty of character.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, you can tell that. Those little eyes.
They're not little. It's the lighting.
Oh, I see. Is that what it is? Yes. Oh, and what charming hair. One can't quite make out the color.
She's blonde.
Oh, no, dear, not here. Perhaps this was taken before you met her.
No, it wasn't. And she hasn't dyed her hair, if that's what you're getting at. She's between a blonde and a brunette.
Oh, yes, I know. A kind of nothing.
No, she's not a kind of nothing. She's betwixt and between.
Well, that's exactly what I meant. Neither one thing nor another. Oh, yes, you can tell she's got character, all right. By that bust, that determined little jaw. Well, not quite so little, really. Oh, but not out of proportion. I don't think. Why does she look so astonished?
All right, you needn't go on. You don't think I ought to marry her. Neither do I.
I didn't say... Well, if you don't marry her, what are you going to do?
Stay single. There still must be plenty of good things for bachelors, or there wouldn't be so many of them. Take Tilbrook, for instance.
What about him?
Well, he's stayed single, hasn't he?
Ah, well, perhaps he's got his memories like me. Oh, I shall always treasure the memory of those months in Egypt.
Including the moment he left you?
He didn't leave me. Oh, I knew that enchantment like that couldn't last. We were out riding one night in the desert, and I suddenly said to him, let's keep this magic. Let's part like this. And I left him there, standing behind his camel.
Sorry to burst in like this, but I really did find some tea. I thought you might want some.
Can't think of anything. I want more.
Oh.
Well, it's an invitation for all three of us to go to a crayfish party tonight.
What's a crayfish party?
It's an old Swedish custom to celebrate the opening of crayfish season, isn't it?
Yes, I've been reading about it in a book. You don't only eat crayfish. No. You have pickled herrings and sliced ham and salad, and baked omelette with creamed mushrooms, and roast duck and apple sauce.
Who's giving it?
Freddie.
Freddie.
It sounds absolute heaven. Count me in.
Count me out.
Oh, but it's for all of us he wants to explain about last night.
I don't want to hear anything that Tilbrook can possibly have to say.
Oh, I do. I want to hear him say Bumble, my dear, do have some more sliced ham and salad, and baked mushrooms, and creamed omelette, and roast duck and applesauce.
Waiter, 2 schnapps, please. Thank you, sir. Will you?
Thank you.
Now, look here, Bumble. Have you told Pelham the truth yet?
No, he'd never believe it.
What, you mean he still thinks that you and I had an encaro?
Well, Freddie, you know how it is.
Yes, I do know how it is, and it's got to stop. Do you think I can afford to have a yarn like that going around? A man in my position? I insist that you tell Pelham immediately that we never...
Why, Freddie, darling, I thought all that belonged to the past. Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, really? Now, look here, Bumble. I really must insist. Excuse me, madam. Would you? Thank you. What is it?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but police headquarters are on the telephone. Apparently, they...
Why will they do it? They know the law as well as I do. They seem to think when they come to a foreign country, they can do what they like, and the diplomatic service will come and bail them out. Yes. No, there's nothing we can do about it. Look, ask the superintendent to make the arrest more discreetly than he did with Lord Roxley, will you? And tell him I'll come round and see him in jail.
Very good, sir.
Tomorrow morning, when the hotel's quiet, that'd be a good time. And do ask him not to use handcuffs this time. The whole thing's too ostentatious.
Very good, sir.
I'm going to make the most of this party. Bread and water's a very monotonous diet.
Excuse me, please.
Thank you. By the way, what was Tilbrook talking about just then, before Tom and I joined you?
Nothing in particular.
It must have been about something. I saw him deliberately take you aside and say something to you.
Oh, dear Freddie. He's really most awfully sweet.
Dear Freddie is about as sweet as the Euston Road. What was he saying, huh?
Well, you know how it is when two people meet after a long time. Two people who've shared the same experiences.
What sort of experiences? No, don't tell me. The whole thing's most distasteful.
Forgive my interrupting you, but I noticed that you don't seem to know one of my country's more charming little customs.
Oh, what's that?
It is a tradition, allow me, at these parties, that each crayfish tail shall be washed down by a glass of brandy. Like this. Look.
Oh, let's try it. Oh, what an enchanting custom. How long does one keep it up?
As long as one can keep oneself up, I suppose.
You are enjoying your stay in Sweden?
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time. There's such charming people and beautiful food and lovely things to buy in the shops. If only one could afford to pay for them.
You're finding the money situation difficult, are you?
Difficult? My dear man, we're in such a financial mess we can't even afford to pay our bill to Gustav Adolf. And tomorrow they're coming, and very discreetly they're going to clap us into prison.
Bumble, dear, don't you think you're talking rather a lot?
Oh, yes, perhaps I am. Well, we mustn't waste time. All these dear little crayfish waiting to have their tails washed down.
Hey, Brick! Tukver, Greta. Oh, you will excuse me, an old friend of mine.
Charming fellow. Though, you know, this Brandvin is a little disappointing. I've had about half a dozen glasses, and I still can't say anything funny about prison life.
Darling, you've had at least 10, but neither can I.
Neither can you what?
I don't remember.
Go.
There you are. I've been looking all over the place for you.
What, already?
What do you mean, already?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of tomorrow. Freddie, isn't there anything? Dare we risk it?
No harm in trying, I don't suppose.
Freddie, Reggie and I...
No, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do in that line.
What line? I haven't said anything yet.
But I know what you're going to say. When we spend half our time dealing with travellers who are overspent, nothing we can do about it either. Law's the law, you know. Huh?
Well, I must say, if a woman had left her husband for me...
Now, look here. Bumble didn't leave you for me. That's what I wanted you to know.
No? What about all those midnight camel rides? Surely with all those magic memories you can lend her a couple of £100.
I haven't got any magic memories. And I haven't got a couple of £100 either.
No magic memories? What about that glamorous night behind the Sphinx?
I have never been behind the Sphinx.
He's shy.
Perhaps it was a pyramid.
The pyramid hasn't got a behind.
Now, look here. Do you mean to say there was never anything between you two?
Nothing whatsoever.
No? Well, my dear fellow, it seems I owe you an apology.
Oh, well, not at all. Not at all, my dear chap.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And what's more, let's drink to it.
Oh, no, I don't...
Oh, no, I insist.
Well, since you press me, we're going to go.
Let's drink to the blameless past. To all our yesterdays.
Oh, and may tomorrow never come.
Good morning, Mrs. Pelham. I'm ringing to remind you that banks open at 9:30 here. And I do hope to have a settlement of your account immediately after that. Oh, and one other thing. Mr. Hellstrom is here. And he'd like to have a confidential chat with you or Mr. Pelham. Yes. In 10 minutes, then? Thank you so much.
It was Tilson reminding me he wants his money by 9:45.
We should worry about Tilson. We'll be in jail by 9:45.
Yes, they're sending a Mr. Hellstrom up here in 10 minutes for a confidential chat. Freddie asked them to be discreet.
I wonder whether it'll be a superintendent or a mere inspector. Oh, well, I better get dressed. I don't suppose you ever thought of selling this, did you, Tom?
I wonder what the well-dressed woman is wearing to prison these days. I know, I'll wear my blue.
Good morning. Is Mr. Pelham home?
Good morning. Mr. Pelham's dressing at the moment.
Then I'll come in and wait. Shall I? Yes. Oh, by the way, I'm Lil Fowler. Who are you?
My name's Wright, Tom Wright. I'm Mrs. Pelham's secretary.
Oh, well now. How do you do?
How do you do?
Mrs. Pelham can certainly pick secretaries. I never had one myself, but if I did, I'd have a blue-eyed one, too. Can you type?
No.
Hello? Yes, Mrs. Pelham speaking.
Hi, Sidney Fowler here. I hope you've had a pleasant weekend thinking of those IOUs you signed. And I hope you're going to like what I'm going to tell you now. I'm no more a Treasury agent than you are. But I don't like people who double-cross me. Oh, yes, you'll get those IOUs back, all right. But they'll cost you and your precious husband £1,000 apiece, see?
You... Mr. Fowler, I found more attractive things than you under very flat stones.
Have, eh? Well, just for that, those IOUs will cost you £2,000 the day you reach England. Otherwise, they'll arrive anonymously at Scotland Yard.
But don't you and Mrs. Pelham ever have any fun?
Certainly not.
Why, when I was a secretary, before I took over my club, you know, my boss and I used to have lots of fun. All strictly platonic, of course. But even then, you can have fun.
No, really, I don't.
Have the cops arrived yet?
No, someone to see you.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I just dropped in to tell you I've been on the phone to that old contact in Denmark. And he's invited us both to go and stay with him as long as we like.
Us? Us both?
You and me. Strictly platonic, of course. It sounds a lovely place. A kind of an old castle on a little island. And so remote, you never see a soul all day long.
Really? Well, that's very kind of you, and any other time I should have accepted right away. But as it happens, I'm on my way to prison.
Prison?
Yes. I fancy that's the sheriff at the door now. Tom, this is it.
Yes.
Hellstrom, may I come in?
Yes, I suppose so. I mean, do.
Good morning, Mr. Pelham. You're none the worse for the party, I hope.
No, I'm not, but I did realize that you were in the police.
Police? But I've got nothing to do with the police.
You haven't? Well, then, why,
May I speak to you alone for a moment, please?
Yes, of course. We'll go...
We'll go out here.
Thank you. I won't detain Mr. Pelham 2 minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
Let me take your hat and gloves. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Mr. Pelham, I would like to, I've come to ask you a favor.
Well, I can't imagine there's anything that I could do for anybody, but if there is something...
Would you and your wife, would you be so kind to be my guests for the rest of your stay in Sweden?
What? You call that asking a favor?
But I have an ulterior motive. You see, next month, my wife and I will be visiting England, and I thought that if you had stayed with us here...
You could stay with me there. Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Thank you. My wife detests hotels, you see, but we know nobody in England who will...
Mr. Hailstrom, it's a deal. Thank you very, very much. Oh, but I was forgetting. They'll never let us leave here. I haven't paid the bill.
Oh, well, let me take care of that.
My dear fellow, put it there.
Oh, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looks like he's going.
Oh. Tom, look. Yes? Money. All our worries are over.
You mean you're not going to jail?
This wad in my pocket, not likely.
Oh, Reggie, that's wonderful. You'll be able to come to Denmark with me after all.
Oh, now, look, Lil, there's something I must tell you. I won't be able to come with you because, because I'm not free.
Why not?
Well, as a matter of fact, my wife and I have decided to remarry.
Oh, I am glad. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom.
Hello. Here is my wife, Mrs. Fowler.
How do you do?
How do you do? Well, that's the end of that little idea. I was going to give these to Reggie as a surprise, but I guess I may as well make them a wedding present.
Oh, thank you very much. Reggie, they're IOUs.
When I went back to the flat to collect my things, Sidney was having a bath, and I sneaked these out of his trousers. Well, bye now, and lots of happiness.
Goodbye, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Wait a minute. If you two are going off on a second honeymoon, you won't be wanting a secretary around for the next few weeks, will you?
Well, no, I don't suppose we...
That's just what I hope. Mr. Wright, I've got plans for you.
Oh, no, I've got...
Now, hush your fuss. Let's go find a drink and talk it over. You're gonna love Denmark.
Bumble.
Come on.
Bumble. Bumble. Bumble.
Reggie, when you said that just now, were you trying to get yourself out of trouble?
No, darling. Back into it.